Hey guys, it's Billy here. Welcome to episode 2 of Top 10 Weirdest or Coolest Things That Have Ever Happened to Me because of by way of motorcycle. This episode is called The Triangle of RVs. So, back in 2012, Tracy and I did a post prior to the Arctic Circle ride. We wanted to go out and we wanted to enjoy ourselves. We wanted nice easy days and we wanted to be back on our old bikes. So we did this East Coast or West Coast trip, kind of cross country and through Wyoming and Utah and Colorado, and we ended up meeting some cool vloggers and going up to Pikes Peak, which I've got some footage from that, but not as much as I'd like. So I've been kind of toying around with making a BWOM out of it. But if I do, it's literally going to be like 4 or 5 episodes. But that's a different vlog altogether. So we're riding along. I think it's day 1 or day 2, and we're somewhere in South Dakota, close to the west side of South Dakota, and we get hit by a god-awful thunderstorm. Now, I'm not too concerned about this. I have been in some of the worst weather you can imagine on a motorcycle. I've seen tornadoes on a motorcycle. I've been hailed on a motorcycle. I've seen it all, you know. And this is a bad thunderstorm now. It is not fun. It's not enjoyable. And it kind of looks like we're maybe getting one tonight. So I'm going to a school zone, vlogging to a school zone. I think that might be the first time I've ever done this. Anyway, thunderstorm, South Dakota. Yeah, get back on track there, buddy. And the weather starts getting worse. And Tracy and I are just pressing, you know, we're veterans of this. We aren't too worried about it. And we had about a 40-mile-an-hour crosswind. I mean, it's bad. Bad crosswind. But nothing that I haven't done before, seen before, you know, whatever. And the wind gets progressively worse. It gets progressively worse, and it's starting to kind of be scary. And it goes from the 40-mile-an-hour crosswind to about a 70-mile-an-hour crosswind. Now, I lived in Wyoming for 3 years, and I got very used to the crazy wind of Wyoming, so I know what a 70-mile-an-hour crosswind feels like, and it's terrifying in a car. So it's really blowing the bikes around. I'm pulling over to the far left side of the road, and it's blowing me all the way to the shoulder on the right, blowing me off onto the shoulder, sometimes into the grass, and I'm just like, okay. Before we hit the storm, I was doing about 80 miles an hour. I've slowed down to about 60, and I'm slowed down. Oh, I'm out of the school zone. I'm so focused on vlogging, I was still doing like 15 miles an hour. I love to tell you guys stories. That's why I just wanted to sit down and tell you the story with heart and passion. Anyway, oh man, I had to put air in the tires of this thing. I started to pull it out into the driveway and it was all mushy, and I was like, oh god, that's why it was handling so shitty the other day. It had like 15 psi in both tires. I'm a dumbass. The T-clocks check. Do it, guys. Okay, back to the story. So I'm slowing down because this wind is terrifying. The wind is absolutely blowing us around. So I've slowed down from 60 to 50 to 40. And the wind's so bad that when the road kind of curves towards it, that I'm losing power on this bike. I was losing power. I didn't even have enough power. I had to downshift just to make do. And now I'm down to 30 miles an hour on the highway, and then the rain really hits. No visibility whatsoever. I had 20 feet of visibility. I'm done. I'm totally done with this. And I'm terrified because there's no visibility. I'm doing 30 miles an hour, and all I can think about is if a semi comes bearing down on me at like 65 miles an hour, I'm done. So I literally pull off the shoulder, onto the shoulder, and I start riding on the shoulder over the little wake me up bars, and I'm riding along, and it totally sucks. And I'm now doing 25 miles an hour. I can't see shit. My bike's just shaking like a fish out of water. It's a terrible experience, and I'm like, oh, screw it. I know Tracy probably wants to press on, but the first exit I see, I'm getting off. So about a mile up the road, there's an exit, and I pull off because I want nothing to do with this. And we pull off, and there's this old abandoned gas station that's got this gigantic gravel parking lot. I pull off into that, and I can't even get off my bike. That's how terrible this wind is. I have to literally hold my bike up with my feet, because otherwise if I get off and I put it on the kickstand, it will blow over. So I'm just standing there holding my bike. Tracy tries to get off his bike, almost blows him over, and it's just this horrible experience. And then all of a sudden these RVs pull up, and as you can imagine, RVs are not really keen on crazy ass winds like that either. So they get off the road and they pull up right beside me and Trace, and one of the dudes was like, hey man, you want to get out of the rain and come sit in the RV? I'm like, I'd love to, dude, but I can't get off this bike. I cannot. It'll blow over. I'm getting some crazy wind right now. It's reminding me of that story. Look at that tree. This is so scary. It's so scary. Such a scary vlog. Jesus Christ, this is for real blowing me around. Oh God, I think I've pissed off God. All the rain's really coming down now. All right, we gotta hurry up this vlog like stat. So anyway, this dude, I'm telling him, like, we can't get off the bike. We can't do it, because it'll blow over. And these RVs end up forming a triangle. They park in such a way that they form a triangle barrier that blocks our bikes in and keeps them from blowing over. And I thought that was the coolest thing ever. You know, it's such a nice gesture. And then now the wind's not this bad, and we can get off the bikes. So the guy invites us in, and it's like an 80s kind of a cheese-mobile RV, and it's got kind of 80s decorations and stuff, and he and his family are from Minnesota, and they're making dinner, and they're like, hey, you want some dinner? And we want some, you know, they were making like manwich or sloppy joes or something. We're like, no, we're good, you know, we're good. We're gonna probably pull off and eat here in a bit, but thank you. So we sit there and we ride this storm out for at least 30 minutes. And yeah, the dude let us hang out in the RV, and then finally the storm subsides, and we have to move the RVs and get our bikes out. And we're like, hey, you know, the road's probably good now. And they're like, oh, we're gonna hang out here and eat dinner. So they eat dinner, and that's how it went down. So it was just a cool gesture. Of course, now the sun comes out. Gosh! Of course now you come out. Anyway, guys, that's my vlog. I hope it wasn't too rainy for ya. And I'll see you on the road.